In a quiet Igbo village, there was a boy who said no to something even elders feared. That night,
Long ago, in a small village called Umwaka, surrounded by thick forests and silent streams, people believed in many things, some good, some better left untouched. Every year, during the season of the red moon, the elders would perform a ritual deep inside the forbidden forest. No child was allowed to speak of it. No outsider was allowed to see it. And most importantly, no one was allowed to refuse. But there was a boy. His name was Chibuzo. He was only 16, quiet, respectful, but different. Chibuzo had lost his father many years ago. Since then, he had taken care of his sick mother, working in farms, fetching water, doing everything he could to survive. People liked him, but they also feared something about him, because Chibuzo always asked questions. One evening, 3 elders came to his house. Their footsteps were slow, their faces unreadable. Chibuzo, the oldest among them, said, "It is your time." The boy looked confused. "My time for what, sir?" The elders exchanged glances. Then one of them spoke in a low voice. "To serve the village." That night, Chibuzo followed them deep into the forest. The trees were too quiet. Even the wind refused to blow. And then he saw it. A circle of stones, strange markings on the ground, and something moving in the shadows. Not human. His heart began to race. "What is this?" he whispered. One elder stepped closer. "This is what keeps our village alive. This is the sacrifice that protects us." Chibuzo's body froze. Sacrifice? Then he understood. They were not asking him to serve. They were asking him to be used. Tears filled his eyes. "My mother needs me," he said, his voice shaking. "I cannot die here." The elders' faces turned cold. "You do not choose this," one of them said. "The village has already chosen." But something inside Chibuzo changed. Fear turned into courage. And in that moment, he said the one thing no one had ever said before. "No!" Silence fell. The forest itself seemed to hold its breath. Then suddenly, the wind rose, violently. The ground trembled, and from the darkness, something screamed. The elder stepped back in fear. "This has never happened," one of them whispered. The thing in the shadows was angry, because the sacrifice had refused. Chibuzo didn't wait. He ran. Through thorns, through darkness, through whispers calling his name. "Chibuzo!" He ran until he reached his house, slamming the door behind him. His mother woke up in fear. "What happened?" But Chibuzo could not speak, because something had followed him. That night, strange things began to happen. Footsteps outside, scratching on the walls, and a voice, soft, crying, calling him back to the forest. Days passed. The village changed. Crops began to die. Animals disappeared. Children fell sick. The elders knew something was wrong. They went back to the forest, but what they found made them tremble. The ritual ground was destroyed, the stones scattered, and written in the dirt were words no one dared to read aloud. "The boy has broken the pact." Back in the village, Chibuzo sat beside his mother, weak, tired, but alive. One night, the voice came again. closer than ever, right behind him. You cannot escape. Chibuzo closed his eyes. Tears rolled down his face. But this time, he didn't run. He stood up and spoke softly. I will not die for fear, and I will not live in chains. At that moment, a bright wind swept through the room. The voice screamed, and then silence. The next morning, everything changed. The sickness stopped. The fear lifted. The village was quiet again. The elders gathered. For the first time in generations, they ended the ritual. And Chibuzo, he became a symbol, not of fear, but of courage. Because sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to say no.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.